And we lit. This is the pregame on the hill, and I am your host, International O, and I got my cast members with me as always. Quarantine edition. We have he's using his phone, GQ Poppy at the helm. We got, of course, the magnificent, the funny, always in the helms of Twitter, first place Sperm, of course, and a new guy as we keep the guest tradition going. I'm surprised how many guests we've been getting, to tell you the truth. We got another one on deck. Please shout out to the pregame fam.
Kirsten McCain here. What's up, y'all? Going back to the pregame on the hill days, back in 101 Wells apartment. Yeah, glad to be here, y'all.
Fun fact for the listeners. Kirsten was on the first ever recorded, notice I said recorded, podcast we did. Not even GQ and First Place Sperm were on that.
Actually, I didn't come out the house because it was snowing.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's very true. So Kirsten, he was supposed to be my original engineer of this shit. And, stuff happened.
I think I donated like a mic or something, but
yeah,
the engineering thing didn't work out. So.
Down the line, as we started getting a little bigger, my man donated a mic that we still got in GQ's house. So appreciate all the love he's been showing the pod, and glad to have you on, man. As always, big homie, big brother.
Yeah, glad to be here.
As we start the pod, we always like to ask our guests. Quarantine has now been almost 3 months of this shit. How you living? How's life going? Anything changed? Which probably is a yes. Speak to it.
Yeah, quarantine. To be honest, I thought it was a plus for a while because I had to drive to work. I usually have a big commute, but it's starting to get to me. I can't lie to y'all. I thought I was just gonna ride it out, keep this mental game strong, but now I'm just getting sloppy. My workout game, I can't just get that straight. All my rhythms is off. Everything just it's tough, man. I need to go back. I need to get the routine back in. You know what I'm saying? So I'm ready for it to end. To be honest.
It's funny because I feel the same way, man. You just like me. I'm just a people person, right? My mental can only stay so strong without physically speaking to people, engaging, and then I got routine with working out. I went to the fucking park the other day that was finally open and started doing pull-ups on the swings and shit. So I'm like, I'm trying
whatever you can do.
trying to do whatever I could do. Try to keep the mental as positive as it can, but it's dwindling. It's getting cut right now. But, that's why I have this every Friday. Definitely to speak with y'all, man. Y'all keep me sane. It's a therapy session the best way I know how with y'all motherfuckers. So let's get into this pod, man. Let's go with the first topic. And let's go with the pros and cons. Nah, let's not do that one. Let's do, I want to take it back. You three, my three illustrious guests, they all have a significant other right now. But fuck it. Take it back to when y'all were single. I want that mindset again. All right? We got, how old are you, Kirsten?
34.
So you're millennial, right? Yeah, you're millennial.
Yep.
You're on the older side of the millennials. And you were around where there was no social media when you was out there in the streets as a single person, right?
Yep.
Me, myself, Jagon, GQ, we've been in the balance of, the social media and then without social media. So I want to know and ask you guys, would you rather be single in the pre-social media era or what we are currently in, the social media landscape that we're currently in?
I'll kick it off. So, yeah, I think my perspective on it is that the digital game has some advantages in terms of, making connections and, when you're out there, you can get a handle, get somebody's Facebook page and you connect that way. But honestly, I think it's more trouble than it's been worth. The digital game for people like me early on, it was hampered me in a lot of ways. You get caught up many a time, and it's usually the digital game that gets you. So I think pre-digital game, you had a little bit more wiggle room there, if y'all know what I'm saying. So, and I think Obi, you smart about that stuff too.
That's why
Everybody out here. So
I
if y'all know what I'm saying, that's a part of the digital game that I feel like it messes things up a little bit. So gotta stay clean on that joint.
And I like how you saying pre-digital too. I like that little moniker you're giving social media, pre-digital age. So I agree. And like, can you speak to even when you were going out, and then when there wasn't the mindset of I need to get a snap, I need to get an IG, I need to get a picture off, how just people's vibes were, and like the bar setting and things of that nature, or maybe a house party. You feel like people were more like just in the moment, ready to go wild, whatever happens that night, as opposed to now? Do you feel like that vibe is different now when you go out?
I don't know if that vibe is different, but you definitely, it's just the post game is all different. Like for me, it was all phone numbers. That's it, right? And people actually called each other sometimes the next day. It wasn't all text at that point. So, I feel like it was just a little bit more personable. You felt like it was a little more real. I feel like in the digital age, you get kind of faker vibes, even when you get something from somebody. It feels a lot more fake. You don't know if it's real. It takes a long time to drive in through all the social media, talk on all that shit.
Hell yeah.
I feel like it's a lot of work.
People feel as though they got more clout, right? I feel like in the social media age, they feel like they got more clout because of the number of people that follow them or they think follow them or actually care about their life. That's what it is. Because I think in the pre-digital age, I like that. I'm going to keep that moniker going. The pre-digital age, when you got somebody's number, you didn't know anything beside them. You didn't know who was looking for them. You didn't care. Like, is this a lot of things you didn't go in caring about as you do now in the social media age? You didn't want to flick up. You didn't want to. I'm trying to explain it. Maybe my guys can explain it for me if they feel that opinion. Let's go with GQ in first place. Y'all got anything? Which one would you rather be single in?
You gonna go first place, or you want me to?
Go ahead. I got an opinion though, but go ahead.
I would definitely say social media age, or the social media prime right now, man. Because
so you say you rather be single in the social media age?
Yeah, this wave right now. Like I know,
obviously it's the wave right now.
Hold on, listen. Yo.
I'm interrupting you, dog, because it's making me mad. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Hey, man. Now I know how them niggas on ESPN be feeling, man. Shit.
I thought you was frozen again. My bad.
Like, I understand what Kirsten is saying about, like, yo, it leaves an audit trail. But, like, it's just like, yo, you get the best of both worlds, yo. Like, you could also talk to a girl and get her number. And you could choose not to worry about, like, who she is and how many followers that she has, or whatever social media is. You could choose not to do that, but people choose to do it because it's easier now. But you can choose to get a number, but then you can also have the ability to get girls on these apps or DMs, or there's just so many ways to get women, yo. Like you don't even have to some point, like you don't even really have to be yourself, yo. You can be somebody that's not even really real, and you can still get these girls, man. So
don't you think that would be easier to do without social media?
That's what I think, Obi. That's my thing. I feel like you could. They could verify you a little bit more, right?
Yeah, you can. It's more verification now on social media, like in this social media game, the digital age. It's way more verification.
Why is niggas
what? I was just about to say there's a whole show on MTV called Catfish.
Come on, man. That was the truth. Then why niggas getting catfish?
That's what I'm saying. You're not getting catfish back in the day. That's my point. You're proving my point. Niggas not getting catfish back in the day. Niggas going out and making genuine connections with people. They're seeing people face to face, and they gotta get that. What I do agree with you, the social media age is definitely more efficient. If you're a single guy, and you're out there wanting just to fuck whatever you can, get your numbers up, it's more efficient because you have all the apps where you can seek women out, right? And then you have the way where you can go out and things of that nature. Also, you can boost your self-esteem on Instagram or the social media by, posting pictures, making this persona of yourself that might not be true or it is true, right?
Yeah, that's what.
Yeah. So I agree with you. It's more efficient with that. But then with that comes, I think it comes a lot more lies, right? A lot more the mindset. I'm speaking to the mindset. A lot more people think they're more important than they really are. You change your perception on what you think a good-looking girl is, right? Because you see all these models, the IG models on the gram, and then you feel like you can go to your local bar and get that same girl. Like she's
that don't be messing with my head.
Yeah, right. And then people jump into DMs and things of that nature. A lot more people, a lot more women, or even men, but more so I think women feel like they got the right to clown people and reject people through the social media. People just ain't. Go ahead.
We keeping it like, sometimes we gotta keep it on dating. Like, what's the best? Obviously we know people can bully, people can do this, people can do that, but I'm just saying, like, if we're keeping it strictly, and what do you think is better dating era? Mm-hmm. I'm gonna say the social media age, because you get the best of both worlds. Like I said, you can go out, you can get somebody's number, but at the end of the day, if that shit doesn't work out, you can go on IG, whatever, find a girl, go on this social media app, find a girl, get her. Back in the day, if you didn't get the number, shit, you had to wait your next round. You had to wait till you go home.
Or you're also forgetting, you go out, get the number, dial a jump. You have reached the rejection hotline. That stuff still existed. Don't not act like that didn't exist.
No, I agree with you. I agree with you. That's probably. Go ahead.
I was saying,
wrong number.
You get the wrong number, but like right now, like even with the apps or Hinge or whatever they're called, those are real people. Like, they're actually trying to get with you. So there's no chance of like.
Obviously I understand. You've been out the game for a while, GQ, so you understand how those apps work, right? You've been out of the game for a minute, so you just think automatically all those people are actually on there on Hinge. Yeah, there's a lot of profiles on every single site. A lot of them are bots. A lot of them aren't real. A lot of them you can match and they're not texting you and things of that nature, right? I'm telling you what it is, dog. I'm a person that's actually out there on there, huh?
I didn't know.
I know, I'm giving it to you straight right here, right?
Wait. I got a question, though. I got a question for y'all on this topic. So, the digital age with all these social media apps and the dating apps, I feel like, though, haven't they upped the game of the women, though? Because they all see what the other women are doing sexually, a little bit more flirtatious. I feel like that part has been an advantage because they're like, before, I feel like a lot more conservative because they didn't know these other women were doing these things. Now everybody's doing this stuff, so I gotta do it too, right? So I feel like that is one advantage that I didn't really get to take advantage of in my day. So yeah, you guys feel that way? You feel that way, Oak?
Oh, definitely. That's definitely an advantage. These younger girls coming up in this, they know porn activity when they fucking out. So like they're not shy about what people probably in the past have been shy about, like speaking to a motherfucker when they sucking dick. They're not shy about that shit anymore. They all know the arch. Everybody knows the arch now. They ain't no lame ducks out here. So I definitely agree with you. That's an advantage, huh?
Big plus. That's
definitely a big plus. I'm just saying they also, though, those girls coming up, they I'm not saying it wasn't there back then either. I just feel like it's more now. They don't know how to have like a fun time, right? When they get that clout, they think there's something they shouldn't enjoy the moment that they're in, right? Mm-hmm. So they think they can. I feel like rejection was two different things then and now. Mm-hmm. Rejection now is I gotta do it. I feel like good way if I do it. I got no remorse. I gotta clown him as hard as possible or clown her as hard as possible, right? And I gotta get my phone out and make sure I record that shit.
Yeah.
right? I think back in the day, I don't know as much as rejection as in I'm just not feeling you, or I need to clown you. Maybe you could tell me more about that.
Well, it works both ways too, because there's a lot of dudes. Like, I mean, back in the day, it was just like you got rejected. All right, yeah, I mean, you kind of move on. Now, a lot of these dudes is getting in their feelings and they taking it to the umpteenth degree when they get the L. Now they going off softer.
Twitter. They sticking it to Twitter and they over there.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I feel like you can throw it off your shoulder more back in the day because that girl rejected you. You know you're probably not going to see her again.
Yep.
And it is.
Yep.
Now you get
Shoot some
rejected.
shots.
Yeah, you did your job. Now you get rejected. You can go online. Oh, shit, she's online. Like, you get more stalker vibes now, right?
Yep.
Those things start to occur instead of just, all right, there's always more fishes in the sea. Let me go to the next one.
But that's the thing,
you never got to
too,
think
like
about her again.
Never got to think about her again.
That's the thing, too, though. Like, back in the day, there's more, I mean, I guess it's more fish in the sea, but the pond that you're fishing out of is smaller. You're only relegated to the area that you're in, basically. And that's it. So you get a situation where you're all dating the same Jones,
Like
all
Jordan.
in the same little circle.
Yeah.
Like
Jordan.
Jordan. He dated a girl. He flew the joint out here from Europe. You're not gonna get a chance to talk to a girl.
That nigga should not be doing that. Like, he should not be doing that.
But we're not talking about what he shouldn't do, but what we're saying is he has access to different type of women. They're accessible now. Like anyone, they can be touched. They can be touched with social media. Back in the day, if niggas say, "Yo, I got this shorty from York," niggas like, "What? Where you find that?" I'm like, "Oh man, yo, like I was at a bar and she was doing the nanny service. Y'all know about that? The girls that used to come.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, now y'all niggas.
Oh, snap. Yeah.
They used to come from other countries and be nannies. I forgot what it was called, but that was
the au pairs.
Au pairs.
Yeah.
There it is. That at a lot of the foreign.
I was told I can't get one of them. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's how you get the joint. But now you pull a form, be like, "Yo, where you find that?" Oh, I find off of IG.
Right.
Yo, that's just so whack to me, bro. That to me is whack. But eventually, being single turns into dating, right? So you date a different caliber of woman. I feel like too, who has more conversational, who's not all about fucking pictures in herself. Maybe if that's the case, you feel me? Not her mindset's not changed for social media. Social media as a relationship should be. It's more organically raising the relationship that you're in. Is what I'm saying. Also being single, because you're being single, eventually you're gonna go down the road and maybe get into a relationship. So the type of caliber of women, or if you're a woman, the type of caliber of men you're dealing with during both pre-digital and digital. So you get all those components thrown in there too. Like a nigga who's wasting his money. So when I heard him say, "Yo, I bought a ticket for a girl from here to come down for a weekend and then turn her ass around." All I heard was that nigga wasted a whole bunch of money to fuck a girl for 3 days and send her ass back home to not see her again when he could have went to DC and DC definitely a melting pot and found a European girl out there. That's all I heard.
But it was easy to do it from Instagram.
Right. He could do it. Right. He could do it. That was his choice.
I agree.
I think GQ's not saying if it's right to do or not. He's saying it's possible. There's a possibility. I think that's what you're saying, right?
And this whole oh, these girls are gonna be like more articulate because there's no social media. I think you're forgetting what these girls were like back when we were talking to them. They were still dumb back then too.
No, I agree with you.
Now we ain't see it.
I agree with you though. I agree they were still dumb. But the point is, we couldn't see it, and I like that imagination factor. You couldn't see it. Like, tell me now, right? You go to a party now, right? Being a single guy, I bet you girls, and I'm not saying girls don't get freaky now because they definitely do. You go to a party, the classier women don't feel as pressured not to do something because it might be out there on the gram or social media or things of that nature. They understood wherever they were at, the situation they're at, probably nobody's gonna see us again. So let me just live it up, and it is what it is. If I fuck an ugly nigga, I fucked an ugly guy. You feel me? And there was no way that I was going to get out. So I felt like other guys even had more chances to go up in there, get a jump, get a body that's above their pedigree, and nobody needed to know. And she didn't care. She was like, fuck it.
But for every girl like that, there's the girl on the opposite of the end of the spectrum that loves the attention, and because the camera's on, she's gonna be even wilder than what she would have been if the camera wasn't on, and she's gonna do all that wild, crazy shit because the camera's on. There's an opposite. There's a yin and a yang to everything you're saying.
They always, of course, there's always a argumentative point that first place firm is going to bring out. But what I'm saying, you're still going to get the percentage wise will be more in that court without cameras and things of that nature and social media than you would get now. There's some times where you literally, I bet you a girl, I've been plenty of times in like in Fed Hill, girls would have done more stuff and motherfucker didn't bring out a phone. Who didn't understand that bringing out a phone in this situation is not the best situation for anybody in the group.
Yo, but what about people that don't have good social skills? You know what I mean? Like the internet helps them do that. So that's why also I believe like the social media thing, like it helps people out like in so many ways, because not everybody can go up and talk to a girl. Not everyone's able to go out and go get somebody's girl. A lot of people are nervous. A lot of people are scared of rejection. But when they're behind that keyboard, they have a lot of confidence. You know what I mean? And that social media makes them have a persona of somebody that they might not be. So they get more confidence to be like, yo, I'm about to just slide in this girl DM. But when they were out, they're not going to go up to that girl and holler at her. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
conversely, those girls that don't go out, that aren't out in the clubs or partying, you get access to them too.
Yeah, but as you would always say, first place first, the yin and the yang. There was also back then there was places where people they don't have to go to the club. I'm just saying the club just because that's my preferred state of finding a woman when I'm single. But there's other places people could go, like Bible study. People go in grocery stores and meet. There's other places.
Bible study.
No, listen. And then to your point, GQ, I'm talking about, okay, social media is one thing, but there's also sites like eHarmony, you feel me? Christian, like those little sites where it's not mostly about showing yourself off, but
that's social media.
That's not social media. Yeah. That's not social media.
I consider that the digital. So pre-harmony. Before that was pre-digital. Now that's part of the digital stage. That's everything that needs to do with behind a keyboard, bro. That's all social.
Okay, so if I ask the question for you specifically, first place turn, you specifically GQ, specifically Kirsten, would you rather be single pre-digital or post-digital?
Mm-hmm.
What would your answer be, and why? Mine is, of course, pre-digital.
And why?
Because I feel like you get more genuine responses and you get more genuine reaction. You get more genuine interactions with everybody, and people are living in the moment. So everything they respond to is more so in the moment than it is to how would I picture it online if we're taking pictures. How is this these relationships are this because social media shows you this way instead of organically coming up with you two knowing who each other are. I feel like in that pre-digital, you're getting more of that old-fashioned connection than writing something or in a dating app or a DM or getting a false mindset of what life is really compared to how you can figure that out when just knowing somebody one-on-one.
All right.
Next.
I'm gonna say post-digital. Just because I feel like you have the ability to do what you just said, Obi, that doesn't go away. I think that's I think what you guys aren't getting. That hasn't gone away. That's still gonna be there. But then you also had the advantage of, you know, finding girls or touching these girls a little bit more easier than what you did, you know, before there was the pre-digital. And you're also able to, you know, kind of hide yourself and be somebody that you really want to be, or somebody that you aren't. And people bite off of that shit, man. And I see that shit all the time. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, some of this shit might not be genuine and this, that, and the third, but shit, we talking about dating. We ain't talking about getting married. So, hey, man, throw the ball up, man. I'm in the corner for 3. So I'm going to say post-digital.
All right.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna say post as well, just for all the reasons GQ said. On top of that, like you can more narrowly you just narrow the type of girl you want down more precisely.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want a certain type, if you want a girl that's in a certain thing, that lives in a certain area, all that shit, you can curate it to however you want. Post digital, I mean, it's just you're just kind of at the mercy of the area. So I mean, it is what it is.
You're always at the mercy of the area. Don't
Nah,
let.
nah.
You're always at the mercy of the area, especially when you're trying to, like how Jay Gon was just speaking. If you're trying to narrow it down to one person that you want to actually date, you're always in the mercy of the area.
Nah, but look at this. I'm gonna give you a quick example. Like, yo, you dating girls from Maryland, right? And then your homeboy, you see a girl, you like, damn, that bitch from Maryland? Nah, she from Wyoming, some shit like that. You know what I mean? So to what Jagon was saying is like, yo, your circle of that fish is only the bitches in Maryland. But there's other girls out there that probably look better, but you won't have the ability to do that unless you travel. But with the internet, yo, you start seeing a whole bunch of joints. Oh shit, that bitch from Wyoming, Hawaii. That's how they look. All right, yo, I like Hawaiian girls now. I like Hawaiian girls
So
now.
you're gonna move to Hawaii? Is that what you're saying?
Nah, no, but you can see how girls look differently, and maybe, you know, you might see some around the area or some close by you could drive, but
or like me, let's say I live in Wisconsin. I don't like white girls. But I may not see black girls out in the wild, but that doesn't mean they don't live in Wisconsin. And now I can narrow them down. I can find them. If I need to find the neighboring cities, shit like that, I can do that. And that might not necessarily happen just walking around Wisconsin, find me just normal black girls is out and around. I know you love that for someone who loved the pre, you utilize all the post.
Hold up, how do I utilize? Let's go into that. Hold up, before we get to cursing, how do I utilize post? Please tell me how I utilize the post.
You got Snapchat, you Snapchat, you use Hinge.
And you
Hold up, and then when you see me, how's most times when I speak to women, where is it at? And when I get them?
Yeah, but you also get joints off of the Hinge things too, or whatever.
I'm not no dummy. I take advantage of the times that we in.
And
that's what a smart Negro. That's what a smart Negro does. I'm not gonna whine about the new technology we have. I'm just saying which one do we think is better. That's all I know.
But that's what me and Jagon are saying. We're saying we would do exactly what you do. We take advantage of the digital, but we also got the pre-digital lying around, and that's what you're saying you do too.
No, I'm saying the post is not as good as y'all think it is. Y'all think it's better than I'm telling y'all think it's better than what it is.
Hey, I'm
telling you the opposite. Like we grew up before, like I don't know where these girls were that were like so intellectual in the moment back in the day, but I never seen them. I never saw them. They were still as bird-brained and out of the moment as they were now. It's just now you got a phone in their hand. That's the only difference. Now they got something they can actually look at. They ain't got shit to talk about back then.
Because we never before you go into Kurtz, because we never really went out in the pre-dating there. That's what I'm saying. we when we was 21, social media was already it was a thing. When we started going to bars and all that, we don't know that life beforehand.
So how you,
We was
so how do you know
21.
it's better?
Yeah, when we was 21, Facebook was already out. IG was out. Snapchat was out. All those things was already out. Yeah, y'all keep thinking that we grew. I'm not saying we grew up in the pre-digital. Kirsten grew up when he was going on the pre-digital. Not us. All that shit was out. When I was in college, Twitter was already out. All that shit was out. High school Facebook came out.
That doesn't.
So what are you comparing?
I'm comparing it to what I also hear from them too, and then the girls I've messed with who are before that too, and how they act in certain situations as well, compared to the girls I know now who are part of that digital age, how they act in those same situations.
But yeah, I guess, but everyone's situation is gonna be different. Some people are gonna enjoy it better for certain reasons.
I know everybody's situation is fucking different. I know you want to be argumentative in this. But hold on, let me get to your point.
This is my opinion. This ain't got nothing to do with argumentative. This is my opinion.
Okay.
You got yours about yeah.
Of course, we gonna respect all the new advantages that some of these things present. I think all y'all made good points in terms of, the reach it gives you, the variety, your ability to connect with people that maybe you wouldn't have. But I think there's a lot of downsides to that, and technology is going to continue and people are going to become less and less real. Like, let's just, extrapolate this. There's going to be virtual reality. People are going to be meeting with avatars, all kinds of weird stuff. And that don't make it better. That makes it less genuine. So for me, I look back and kind of feel like before all this stuff, when you went out, it was just like everything just felt a little bit more real. Kind of like what Obi was saying. You live in the moment. You were who you were at that moment. Nobody could come and do like this background check on you and all that kind of stuff. And then you kind of had to get to know that person. You couldn't do no background check on them neither, right? You had to organically kind of develop, your vibe with them. And, like I said before, there wasn't like some big audit trail with you and, your friend or this friend and all that kind of stuff that kind of make things complicated sometimes. It's just you and that person.
Oh, what the fuck?
And especially you that night or whatever, just trying to, make this thing work, make a vibe there, continue that vibe. And of course, the new technologies, the new social media, digital game gives you all kinds of options, but a lot of genuine feel goes away for me.
All right. We all got our opinion. I'm just gonna say this last thing. I'll give y'all, if you want to rebuttal, I'll let y'all rebuttal for like a minute. Because just how you guys said it's easier, sometimes everybody says it, is the thing, the path to successfulness is always a hard one. So being harder to find that specific person or being where it was harder to find that, you felt more.
I don't want to hear it.
Right. Yeah, he tried it.
I don't want to hear it, man. There's a lot of niggas that took the easy road and they're successful.
Right. I ain't trying to hear it. So when you go out to the club, you make sure your girls are all sober, right? Before you go home. You make sure you get the hard road. You take the long road. These girls are sober. Okay.
All right, let's get to the next question, man. Compound off of that. So I read this article. Do we think, and I'm just gonna say it generalized, do dating leagues exist? I want to see what you.
Give me some background on that. Oak.
Yeah.
All right. So basically, the article is saying that dating is very aspirational, and the fact that you always want somebody that you feel is out of your league. Right? So a guy can see this woman and be like, oh, that's definitely out of my league, but I want her. Right? So the aspiration to get her. And thus, you do the certain things you have to do, which might be socially, might be money-wise, it might be whatever it may be to get to that league so you be able to speak to her.
You know what was in my head? I thought she was actually asking if there's a league where niggas compete and like try to get staffed up and that's like teams and stuff. Like I literally thought that's what you were talking about. That's why I was like, I gotta make sure I understand what you're saying right here.
Nah, definitely was not going that route.
All right.
But so we do believe dating leagues exist?
Yeah, definitely, yo.
Mm-hmm.
Not everybody's on the same level of dating, yo. Like the same joint that used to date Odell Beckham is not the same joint that's probably gonna date me. And I'm just using that as an example. Even though I probably could pull that bitch. I'm
Yeah,
not
she
gonna lie.
bad though. She bad. Let me tell you, she bad.
I could pull that bitch. I'm not even lying. If I was out there, I definitely could. But no, I'm just giving an example. Like, it's definitely leads to this shit. You know what I mean? Just like it's especially I feel like with women, I feel like it's the women that actually make the league because the women are the ones that are out there actually. They have. I'm trying to say it a good way, but they kind of have they had the advantage of picking who they want to date sometimes. You know what I mean? So
That's what I'm saying, and those girls are at any level too. They
yeah,
could, because that girl she might not even be in Odell. Because I'm saying now what's the league? Because Odell's league is a different type of league for men wise, right?
yeah, but it's still a league, and I guess that's the point I'm trying to make. Like, you know, there's a joint that might date Odell, but she ain't dating me, and there might be there might be a league where Shorty might date me. She might be a little bit up tier, but she might not date another dude. You know what I mean? And like how you said, it might be because I might have this, I might have that. Obviously, Odell got more money. He got a car. He's a celebrity. So that kind of puts him at the top of the league because I feel like the league is all off of, like, clout. It's really off of, like, money, man. Like, I don't care what nobody say. Like, when it come to dating, I feel like the more money you have,
the better your league. You in the NBA.
You're a pro.
You're a pro. You're a pro.
Well, yeah. Unless you're a woman.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna say, and that's why I think
because if you're a dude, I mean, if you're a dude to date someone like Odell Beckham's girl, you got to be like Odell Beckham. You got to be rich, famous, whatever. If you're Odell Beckham, if you want to date a girl like the girl, all she got to do is look how she look. She could be working at Walmart, Best Buy, all that shit. She don't gotta have the prerequisite of having a house, car. I'm gonna take care of that baby.
Yeah, I mean,
just be fine. Who was Karuchi before she was dating Chris Brown?
That's what I'm saying. You're making a great point. First place, what you're telling me is that niggas date down, and we got no control over it.
Nah, they
If
glow
we
them
talk
up.
about like what girls standards of like, right?
We all been at the bar when you seen a joint and it ain't got nothing to do with anything, but you know, dang, she might be out of my league. Everybody had that feeling before once. So, I mean, that's what we talking about here, right? You don't know nothing about her money. And girls probably said the same thing. They see a dude walk in, you just know he got an aura about him. She's like, man, he probably out of my league, right? You know what I mean?
He's probably not. The best looking dudes, sometimes they got an aura that nothing behind it though.
That's true. I'm just saying that's what we talking about though. When you say like leagues, people are saying out of their league,
but the difference is even when a girl's out of their league, if anything, even if she is out of her league, if anything, it's still gonna make a nigga try anyway. Like, oh, she's definitely out of my league, but now I gotta say something. I have to say something to her. But if a girl see a dude out of her league, she's just gonna be like, well, you know what I mean?
So are we defining league as in looks?
Well, it depends. That's what I'm saying. So I said for dudes, leagues it's really just looks. And maybe a girl's vibe. For a girl, it's the whole where does he work at? What's his clout like? How does he look? Like there's a whole like 6 degrees. It's not just one thing. You can have like 3 of the things and have a horrible conversation. You be a horrible conversationalist, and you can still act yourself out. For a girl, it's the opposite. You might be missing 2 things, but if you bad enough, nigga will let it slide.
So coming into the game, it's already a disadvantage on the playing field on both sides.
I think, but yo, for me, I think the league is based off of money, yo. I think so, but it's the top tier, like, yo, like I know Jagon was saying about the looks, but how many times we've seen a nigga that don't look that good? He got money, but he got a bad joint.
You was just saying for men though, right? He's saying for women.
Yeah, you saying for men, because for women though, where women got money, they ain't doing that, bro. I don't think they're gonna be
right.
getting a nigga at Walmart.
Nah, but I feel like they might not date a guy from Walmart.
They definitely got to date somebody who's making the same amount or around the same amount, and is go ahead.
Or he got to have some kind of clout. So like, let's say it's like a Hollywood actor. If they're dating a regular dude, the regular dude is probably making like anywhere between $100,000 to $200,000, which is still like closer to the upper half of Americans anyway. But that's like their version of like, I'm dating down. But dude is dating down. He might have met a bitch at like Walmart or some shit
and brought her up. And now she rich, and I read something online the other day that this
Joe Budden's ex was like some homeless Joe. He put her in the crib and all this shit. Now she gonna live in love and hip hop.
All these joints are Karuchi, Drea. A lot of these girls are. Like, look at Drea, she was a stripper. She dated Chris Brown, dated some other niggas, started being a video vixen, married Orlando.
They still together?
And then,
They still together?
Mm-mm.
Nah, she hit me up the other day. I told her I'm mad.
But if you a dude for real, it's never really out of your league though, because I feel like dudes be picking up joints with their personality. You got a real funny dude. You got this dude that's got this, they could.
Do you feel like they do that? They age out. I'm saying they might. You think they do that up to a certain league though? Like,
no, I mean you can see a woman that's real bad, got money, looks, all that, and she'll be with a dude, and you'll be like, how'd that happen, right? But that dude just might be real funny or got this crazy game or whatever. You just don't see the opposite though, where you see. Like this, Odell Beckham, and you see like a not good looking chick that he's like, yeah, she's got real bad personality. She real funny. That's why I'm with her. That's more rare,
I don't know. I've seen a lot of people in the pros. I be looking at their wives. I be like, yeah, they wives don't do it for me, and that's because that could be because their personality was right or something.
You think so? You think so?
Or they grew up with them, or
I think they felt like it was bad. They was bad to them, but that doesn't mean they dated them because of their personality.
Yeah, but I'm saying bad. Yeah, but when you say bad to them, usually the girls are like Odell's girl is probably bad to a lot of people. Like majority of people definitely gonna say that girl she's a looker. But I see some people like Jordan's wife Juanita. She didn't really look that good to me.
Yeah.
That's probably about loyalty, right?
Huh?
That's loyalty, probably.
Back then, though, but yeah, you got to remember they look like Jagon was saying back then. They probably look good to them though, because like even the way Wade's baby mom, like we see her now, we like, damn, D Wade, you did that.
Yeah.
Yo,
Russell Wilson's first wife.
Yeah, Blake Griffin, baby mama. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying, though.
Even
I stand corrected.
And there's a lot of them cursing. But then, you know why they got out the game? Because they graduated to a different league. And they knew what else is out there.
Let me upgrade you.
Yeah.
But I also think at that level too, man, you get to a level where, it's not even like, it's about loyalty, yo. Like, because like you don't know who to trust when you get to that age, that level in life where you're making that much money, you're a superstar. It's like, how do I even know if some of these girls are even worthy of me? But I know this one joint I used to fuck with back in the day. She cool as fuck. She loyal. She still fucking around. My family know her. She might not be the baddest joint, but she loyal.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I think niggas end up just wifing that. And
so let's not even bring it to that realm, because we don't know even how that realm really works, because we not to that level as of right now. So bring it to the level like you meet a girl, and we're speaking in dating and leagues and things of that nature. You meet a girl, you find out she make like 170K, you know, and you over there making whatever you make, like 100 or 85 to 100. Is Shorty at your league?
No.
Hell no.
No, yo, to me, I don't feel like
Okay, there you go. But okay, that's good. We all said that. We all said, hell no, she's not out my league. Now, does she think you out her league?
Yeah, in the beginning, because of probably the type of job I have or something like that, she might put one and one together, but like, nah, this nigga don't make as much money as me, and some shit like that. You know, she might think so, but
So we are saying the league is based off of money out here.
Definitely. I definitely think so, yo. In the beginning, I swear, if you go to the baddest joint, you find out she like a executive VP at some big ass company. And she like, what you do? You like, oh, I'm a coach. She gonna put one and one together and be like, in the beginning, I'm just saying in the beginning, off the first jump, she gonna say, all right. She gonna say 25 games, $5 a game.
$5 a game. Oh,
Obi, tell them high school coaches don't be thinking shit.
High school coaches don't be thinking nothing. That's a fact.
Hold on, it get better. Hold on, it get better, Jay guy. Shit, 10 cents an hour for practice.
oh,
But y'all lying, right? This is a joke.
No, nigga, high school joke. We don't make nothing, bro.
God damn.
No, when they told me their salary the first for the school year, I was like,
Yo.
I think I might.
That's volunteering then.
I think I got that on my couch somewhere.
Right, yo. I told you my first year high school coaching, I made three G's.
That's $5 above.
Huh? That's before taxes. So I made $1,291 from working from November all the way until March, every goddamn night.
And blood pressure going up like this every.
Oh my God.
Yo, I said
the love of the game,
job, yo.
Nah, yo, it's definitely right. That's definitely like a conversation that you can probably have with a person for all night, yo. Like that shit is really like. Even my mom, she'd be like, "Hey, just spend the money you made, coach." I'm like, yo, I'm not even a head coach, man, so I don't even get me started with some of the money that the assistant coaches get. Like, yo, stop it.
But hold on, to get back to the topic, so I feel like let's put it like this. So the woman who's making 170, right, which is a great amount of money, and she sees a guy who looks good, right? Like looks good, who's definitely on her level or above her level and looks wise, right? She goes up to him, but finds out, she makes him laugh, whatever it may be, but then finds out he's a high school coach full time. You think that's out her league, she's making that out her league, or she's moving on, or she'll actually engage that situation?
I think more often than not, she'd engage, to be honest with you. I feel like if he's a good-looking dude, he got the personality, I think guys got a much better shot bringing that joint home.
But that's the thing. If you don't hit the money, but that's kind of go to DQ's point. If you don't hit the money check box, you have to hit everything else perfectly. He has to look good. He has to be intellectual. But the reason GQ's saying it's a money game is you could have the money and not even check all the other boxes, and you still good.
Yeah, you in 70% in off break with the money.
Yeah, I agree with that.
One of the reasons I say that is because, and y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, when women get to that stage where they're making that much money, they're at a stage in their life where majority of the time they're probably worked and had a good career, and it's time to have a family probably. So to them, they're trying to look for something that's stable. They probably done had, they still probably want to fuck around here, there. Not saying they don't, But you know, if for a lady to make 170, she's probably worked really, really hard in her life. Mm-hmm. She's probably up there in her stage in her life where she's like, all right, cool. Like, I'm looking for something really stable. And a nigga that's a head coach at a high school that only get 4 wins a game, he's not going to cut it. He's not going to cut it for me. You know, he might look good and this, that, and the third, but I feel like it's definitely.
I feel like that's not, because it's the other way around. If I saw a high school, if I had the money, I'm making 170, right? And the woman's a high school coach, right? And she's still intellectual. I can speak to her every day about anything. She looks good, right? She fucks good. She cooks and all that.
I'm about to get it.
I'm with it. So is that me dating down because she don't make the same money as me? Nah,
nope.
It's me because what, I'm a protector and things of that nature, and I'm making more. Like, nope. I don't get why it can't be reversed either. You know what I'm saying? She's giving me. Hold on, sorry. She's giving me emotional stability, which is all I really need. Which most people only really need is emotional stability.
So I'm about to kill you real quick. Oh, just hold your head real still. I'm gonna hit you right in the front. Right in the back. It's because in society it's acceptable for women to stay home and be providers. You know what I mean? But not too many women out there are gonna be like, all right, I make this much money and this nigga's gonna stay home. Not too many. Now I'm not gonna say not a lot of women are, but not too many women are gonna be like, yo, that's cool for this nigga to stay home and watch the kids and this. But they off the jump, they thinking, nah, he gotta be stable because I don't know what type of shit he might pull. He might nut at me, have a baby, and then put me on fucking child support. So, you know, there's niggas out there that do that. You know
what's crazy to me, though, right? Because you are totally right in your assessment. That's what society is still to this day. But that thinking was based in something where women couldn't work. You feel me? They ain't had no job. They ain't had no money. It's just funny to me how everything else has evolved in life. Everything to a lot of things just have evolved, right, in life. And that line of thinking still has not evolved, which just makes any sense. Doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, there's still a lot of dudes out there that don't even want their woman to work, right? You know, there's still dudes that think that way. That dude 170 saying, Obi, he might not be even looking for another chick that makes 170. He might want the joint that he knows can just, you know, take care of him. So I think it's different from that perspective, right?
To me, that's wrong line of thinking in today's culture when everybody can work. I'm not saying men don't make more than women or whatever, but there's a lot of women out there who make a lot of fucking money, right? Who can be providers and things of that nature. And if they have a genuine connection on a most emotional level where they can hold her down, she can hold him down. Yo, it should not be a question of who needs to stay home. Obviously, if my girl make $500K and she don't want me to work, fuck it. Let me go chill in the cut. Let me go take care of the kids. You feel me? If all else is equal, as in the way we speak to each other and things of that nature.
I can speak from experience here, right? Like
I'm about to say, curse.
I mean, my Joan makes way more than me, right? So, but you know, and
it wasn't always like that though.
It wasn't always like that, but you know, I've always been somebody that wants somebody ambitious, somebody that, you know, is my companion and, you know, make us both better. But I'm just saying, I feel like if you're going out there, we're talking about these leagues and stuff, I feel like women can go to that other league because there's a lot of men that's still going in that old thinking where they're like, I want to take this woman with me versus the other way around.
There we go. That's true. So we got to get to the next topic, but might have to come back to this one in the future.
Yo, hold on. And one more thing, too. So majority of the time when men say, yo, I'm going to have my girl stay home, she provides a lot. She, you know, she can cook, like you said, she can cook, watch the baby, clean up. Right. It's not too many niggas out there that can do all of that.
Yeah, you'd be surprised. We know a lot of black niggas. White niggas on that cooking shit, bro. I'm telling you.
But let me tell you this. So how would you feel? Because I've been in this position, though. How would you feel if you was at work or you was somewhere and you knew this girl and she was making good money and then you heard her husband is a stay-at-home dad, but he don't be doing shit at home. You in your mind be like, yo, niggas ain't shit.
Now, niggas ain't shit. And I'll be jealous of that nigga. Like, how you swing that? I'd be like, yo, I couldn't do that.
Yo, tell him he don't want to stay home with the kids all day, bro.
I don't know that like. I don't know that like.
Nope.
But let's get to this next topic, yo. Pros and cons of dating outside your race. So we were just talking about dating. Let's talk about dating outside your race, and the pros and cons of that. And obviously, with me, I can definitely speak to that, right? You know, I've dated a few out my race in the past. We can start with the cons first, maybe, because
I think it's a great one.
I definitely think this is a good one, right? The pros and cons of dating outside your race. I can start with the cons, especially. A con for me definitely is they just don't know the language. I mess with white girls a lot. Well known if you listen to the podcast. The language I use and the dialogue I use with people in the Black community is way different sometimes than what a white woman is accustomed to. So she might say, when I might say something as a, you know, like the other day, some white girl made a rap, and she said to me, right? Yo, she put some bars on a sample, and I like laughed and said, y'all tried. And then I said, yo, you don't hear 8-minute songs anymore. Yo, yo, yeah, you guys see, you guys just laugh. But she took it as the most, me saying like the most resentful thing to her.
I hate that bitch already.
Right? So it was like an argument, like, yo, other people just laughed about it and things of that nature. I know it made you smile. I was like, yo, I didn't say this shit. I didn't say anything negative about what you just did. So that communication always comes across differently. Also a con, me also being Black and Nigerian, there's cultural differences. A lot of cultural differences that I came up with that might not be right to her or she might not like. It's just what I'm accustomed to, right? And I'm not in any way or form not trying to like, I can't change, but this is something I'm used to, right? So it's gonna be hard to break. So definitely, I think those are definitely cons. Let me hear the rest of the panel before I go any further.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you on those cons. You know, you can also add, there's still a little bit of a stigma out there. It's not as big as it used to be, obviously, but, you know, people still kind of like, you know, say shit sometime or whatever. And I think, you know, we all, you know, I've definitely dated a lot of different races, and that's cool. But I think the main thing you talk about culturally, there still is this little thing with the background and like, but you know, Black Twitter, Black Facebook, all that stuff is just like, it's just different vibes, and it's just hard to explain and capture that sometimes. You know, so it's good, but it's bad. You know what I mean? So I agree with those cons.
Because I can even go follow up that with that example. Like, I'll make a Black and white joke, right? With one girl I was messing with, and she hated it when I was like, you know, that's just, she was talking about something that she cooked or something. I was like, I don't think Black people eat that. And she got like so mad about it. She's like, why is it gotta be a black and white thing? I'm just like, yo, that's just how I talk. That's how I speak with people. It's like people don't get offended by that. Obviously, it's a joke. Like, I'm not saying you cook worse. I'm just saying Black people don't eat that. That's all I'm saying. But so those things, you know, those little things start to irk me, right? So, you know, person ain't compatible like that. But I'll go to the bottom half of the screen. What y'all be thinking? First place, Berman, GQ.
Well, I mean, I haven't dated outside my race, so I'm just listening to I'm soaking all this in right now. I got nothing but questions.
Man, okay. Get questions out. Go ahead, GQ.
Well, go ahead, GQ. Mm-hmm.
Now, I was gonna say it's good too because I feel like it's kind of like, isn't it like reverse for like Jagon for you? Because have you ever dated a Black girl?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have.
Okay.
It was real. real early in my career. I was like entering college.
Okay. I think I definitely agree with everything you guys said with the cons. Well, just because I was on the Obi thing, like I was the only thing like white girls and biracial girls, and my wife was like the first black girl I dated, and I just feel like one of the biggest things that I noticed is just like it's just a culture thing, man. Like it's just certain things that like they just won't like understand, and that's not their knock. It's just
Right.
something I just once you start growing up, yo, you just want to start having things that's in common with somebody, not just like, oh, you're pretty and shit. You like, you ain't hear that new Jersey? Oh man, I can't fuck with this bitch no more. But yo, I clear on everything. When I broke up with my ex, I was talking to my cousin. I was just like, yo, I'm really just looking for a girl that like, yo, that I even told her, I was like, yo, like I could tell her like, yo, did you hear that new Chris Brown song or did you hear that Drake song? And she can like say, you know, she can understand it like, yeah, nah, I didn't hear it. Like, I'm about to listen to it later today. Or, like, I think, like, that's, like, the biggest thing to me, man. Just, like, being on the same wave as me. I don't really know about the whole Black Twitter thing, but I've heard about it. But, you know, obviously kind of on that wave, too, man. Just, like, understanding all the Black jokes and the culture. And another thing I also wanted to say is I feel like the only race that comes I can't really categorize the race, but I say the only thing that comes close to black people or in dating the eyes, I feel like international people.
Yeah.
I don't think white people could ever come close. Like they're like the last people that can come close to just similarities, but like dating an international person, like dating like Italian person or Bahrain or Indian, they get it because like the closest thing to black people is international people because they know they're like they have the struggle. They're always trying to like come up. Everyone's always doubting them.
The structure, how they raised was similar.
Exactly. They're very family oriented, and I'm not taking anything away from white people, but it just comes back to when you were saying the other day, like how many white people were like, yo, I was with my cousin. Or like, hey, yo, like, I'm about to go to my cousin's house. Oh, nah, what you mean? This is my cousin. Like, they know that shit. But, like, international people, they can, like, vouch for that shit. Like, that's, like, the closest thing I could, like, compare to black people. So that's the con I have, man. Just, like, the cultural difference, man. Like, they don't really get it, man.
So when y'all with y'all white girls, oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to say, for me, the only thing was, especially early on, was that there was just so much more of like of white people. Like it was just more of like in my area that I would come in contact to. So there's like that numbers game too. At least when you just going out to the bars. Depending on where you live, what you're doing, that plays a factor early on. Like you know what I'm saying, Obi? You going out in Federal Hill?
Totally agree with you.
You got your options are limited in some respect there. So you got to kind of just date what's available sometimes too.
Yeah, I tell people that all the time. How I was raised, you see the neighborhoods I grew up in, the college I went to, I came back to Fed Hill. Like, it's a lot of white people. So that's the option available to me. So even though a lot of my friends that are guys are black, like the women around me are usually fucking not black. It is what it is. So I don't know what to tell y'all. It just how I am. I'm in San Diego, another white phenomenon. So it's like, it is what it is. Well, go ahead, first place.
Oh, I was just gonna ask. So, like, y'all were talking about like cultural differences. So, like, when y'all see something, and white people be tripping. Like, maybe you watch the news or some shit like that happens, and white people be tripping. Do y'all like say anything when y'all girls there, or do you just be thinking it like, yo, white? Because when I'm thinking a black girl, I just be like, yo, you white motherfuckers tripping right now. You see this shit? But y'all with y'all white girls, you can't look over and be like, well, sometimes you can. You can look over and be like, those white people are tripping. But I mean, how does that go?
I think, and I haven't dated a white girl in a minute, so
luckily I haven't been in any situations where those situations were happening. Like I stopped dating my ex probably like 4 years ago, like obviously niggas was, cops was killing people, but it's not like how it is now, yo.
Right.
Like, you know what I
Right.
mean? Like, I think
Mhm.
I like barely just like broke that year. Like when I stopped dating, that's the year when niggas started shooting black people. So I barely made it with her, man. But like I said, I've been lucky that I've never been in that situation to where I'm just like, yo, white people tripping, yo. But
It's just like I get what GQ was saying earlier though. It's just like when you start getting into a real long-term joint, it's like it's just one more thing that it would be more difficult if you weren't with somebody that you had that vibe with. So when you get in that day to day, you kind of want to, you appreciate all those little things on a day to day vibe that you got with somebody that's on the same wavelength with you. If you didn't have that wavelength, it wouldn't be nothing you couldn't overcome, but it would just be like kind of an annoyance maybe. You're like, damn,
yeah,
she don't get the shit again. Like I gotta tell her about this shit. Like versus
yeah,
she just gets it. It's just that's just easier, right? And over time, you just want that, comfort. I think.
Yeah, I agree with you too. I mean, like when you see somebody getting shot, or when you know somebody, a white person is looking at you incorrectly, right? And they don't get it. They just don't get it. Some things people say, they're ill-mannered, that don't know that they've never spoken to a black person before, or person or race before. They wouldn't get that shit because they haven't gone through it through their years of living, right? So that's definitely a barrier that is hard to control and hard to communicate to a white person. Because at the end of the day, they're privileged in the way they see life, right?
Yep.
And they don't understand that. And I don't blame them, but then I do blame them. Because it's just on the news every day, B. Like, you see this shit. Like, you should understand why the way we think this way. And how, we was raised, my parents were black, obviously, who came up in America after they got here, and how they view life, it trickles down. So you just think in certain ways and have different viewpoints. And also another thing that's probably more relatable with black people, right, is if you work in corporate America, what people don't understand, corporate America you and person when you get home you and out in the streets is two different beings.
all the
Corporate
time.
America you is putting on a white voice the whole goddamn day. That shit is tiring. That shit is draining on your mental, putting a white person's voice and being serviceable to everybody's fucking needs all the fucking time. So when you get home, you fucking just mentally drained. Sometimes you just don't want to deal with the drama that comes with whatever you want to bring into this life, right? I feel like a black woman probably will understand that more because she has to go through it. So if a
Or you
white
gotta
person,
deal with her family.
yeah, like I don't want to
Yeah.
go see your family right now. Or I don't want to go do this. I just want to chill, right? And be who I actually am. Because you got to put up a front of corporate America. It is what it is. And I don't know, GQ, you attest, you live in the government life. Actually, you do too, Kirsten. Like, you can attest to that. You're dealing with a lot of people who don't look like you. So
That's what I'm.
you got to
Yep. That's
communicate
what I
with
mean by the family though. Is like that's another thing that kind of extends sometimes. Is people gonna have their family around all the time, and you might be super cool with the girl, but eventually, if you chill around a family and they got a whole different culture, that's another thing you got to overcome, right? It's just challenge after challenge after challenge.
Like
You know what I mean? So
another costume, another
yeah,
costume. Every time niggas just putting on costume. Oh, here we go again. Not the fucking mask on. Niggas take a picture. Niggas, you see the flash. Niggas.
All right.
You see the flash on the phone. Your nose start bleeding and shit.
Get the fuck out. But, all right, we've been shitting on it now. Let me give you some pros real quick. Let me give y'all some pros. I'm not gonna say there's no pros to dating outside your race. Because just for me, I think a pro is, it's a refreshing thing. Definitely see, for example, I can't if I am not about to marry this woman. My family they're not going to take this woman in that I'm dating as closely as her family would take me in from the start, right? So I can, first time I went into a woman's house that wasn't of my race, and I was just chilling in her bedroom, her parents right downstairs. And I was like, yo, this shit is different. Right?
Get that friend out my house.
That's the opposite way, right? That shit was just refreshing. And, the white girls that like black guys, they give you there's a lot of respect, So just a lot of respect that is given in those situations. You laughing because it's relatable, because you know what I'm talking about. There's a lot of respect in that situation. If they really like a black guy,
that's a particular type, though. There's a certain type. I know what you're talking about, though.
There's a certain type. There's definitely a certain type, but that respected, but it's refreshing. They give you a lot of respect. There's some at the beginning when I first started dating white girls, it was a lot less attitude. That shit has changed on its head now. Now that black
What you mean?
Now that black culture is becoming a thing, it's more accessible online, everything. White girl, they seeing this shit, and they not scared to give you some attitude.
They will give you attitude after sending an 8-minute rap.
Yeah, they won't give you attitude like in public, like a black woman might, right? But once you go home and you think everything's copacetic, that's when the attitude come out. Everything they didn't like about that night, they put it on blast, right?
Yeah.
White. I think outside my race more accommodating. In the experiences I had, they have been more accommodating. All right. That's not with everybody's situation, obviously. So those are some of my pros of why I like them. Willing to do more sexually, especially in the beginning. That's definitely a pro of outside my race that I haven't experienced with black girls. So yeah, those are my pros. Obviously, first place pro. I won't ask you this question.
Right.
I know you two, other two are married. So let's go on to the next topic. If y'all don't want to discuss the pros, go on to the next topic. Next topic, let's have a fun one, man. A little pregame one back in the day when we used to pregame and go out. So if you guys had the chance to pick any 5 people, dead or alive, to pregame with, who would they be and why? You want me to jump out there?
So I got Last Dance in my head, so I'm gonna have to put MJ in. I probably just want to do it with people that I kind of respect in their field, and I think would just be cool conversation that would get along. So I put like MJ in there, probably like Dave Chappelle, the best in comedy for me right now.
That's a great pick.
That's a great one.
You just took my 2, yeah. Those are 2 of mine.
Yeah, I'm trying to think through the rest, but like probably I can't lie, probably have to put Barack in there. I respect that man. I think he'd be kind of chill. I think he'd be chill with the group. I'm a big Tiger fan. I'll put him in there. He probably has some good stories. And then who the last one would be? Damn. I don't know, probably like a cool actor that I looked up to, like Denzel or something.
Oh, I heard Denzel.
I think that'd be a cool group.
That'd be a cool group. Let's go with first place.
Initially, I mean, MJ was a good one. I was thinking Rodman at first, but then after further consideration, I was like, nah.
Yeah, you gotta, because you pregame, now you're going out with
Yeah.
I'm about to say, nah.
Because his pregame different. He's trying to black you out. He's trying to get you blackout party drunk. So yeah, MJ probably be number 1. And then let's see, Diddy definitely be a good pregame.
Diddy. Okay.
He got all the toys. He got all the shit. He can get
like
any
that.
celebrity at the venue you need.
Okay.
So Diddy. So yeah. So MJ, Diddy. Who else? I don't want to say Future. Definitely Future.
Future. Give me your reasons on Future. Give me your
Because
reasons
caught
on
me off guard.
Future.
because Future gonna have the hoes, dog.
I feel like a number of these people are gonna have the hoes.
They are, but I don't know. Something like I don't know. This is something about Future that just seemed like he would be a good. He just seemed like some of these dudes just seemed like they would be a good time on a pregame type level. Like that's his whole pregame. Future's whole career is just party shit.
Yeah. But I be like, yo, Future, yo, I can't understand your fucking music.
Hey, that's something different. I don't listen to Future music.
Yeah, I want to see how he would react. I don't think he would react well to that. So I can't, I can't fuck with him.
And then a
Pre-game
really
and
good
party are
one.
two different things, though, right? We talking pre-game, not party, because
Yeah, it's a
it'd be a
about
different step for
pregame.
me if it was party.
Right, you got 2 to 2.5 hours, and y'all really getting to know each other. The vibes is like the vibes that you want, What's your top 5? And
then 2 Chainz would definitely be on the list.
Why?
Because he's so versatile. He could talk about anything. He's into a lot of shit. He's a hooper. He can talk about sports. He used to hoop, played basketball in college. He can get the girls. He's very knowledgeable. He got a master's degree, so he's not a dummy. So he could talk about anything, but he's just like an all around, type dude. And he's just a good dude to party with. You know what I mean? So definitely 2 Chainz.
So that's 4 or 5.
I think that's 5.
All right.
I think that's.
I pay a lot of money to see Jordan with 2 Chainz in Future. That would be interesting to see that.
All right, GQ.
So for me, I'm going off of like, the vibe, yo.
Yeah.
I just pregame with some niggas because I think that's some niggas. Them niggas is cool. If that's the case, I'll pick Obi.
Yeah, let's not get shit. Yeah, let's not get shit to it. Like if I'm in the pregame, y'all niggas already y'all in the vibe I want to do for pregame. But if they gotta be celebrities, this is what I'm going with.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
like I'm definitely like with me. I love my wife, but I love talking about hoes, and I love to drink. I'm not a heavy drinker, but man, I do like to get tipsy. And sometimes I like a niggas that, like to do drugs, like smoke though. So I'm definitely gonna put Mike because like I know he would set the mood just by like smoking and drinking and talking shit on niggas like, yeah, y'all niggas ain't worth shit. You know what I mean? Couple drinks in and he definitely get it rowdy. And then obviously Dave Chappelle, I get him in there, man, because I know that motherfucking drink, yo. And he speaks his mind. I would definitely get Kevin Hart because I'm not a Kevin Hart fan when it comes to his movies, but I do like the guy and he can drink. And I feel like he also has that code of like, yo, anything that happens in this room doesn't leave this room. Gotta have niggas like that around.
Gotta have niggas like that around.
I pick him because I know, man, like him and Dave, man, and Jordan, like I know they definitely was just setting the mood, man. Kevin would just be saying hella shit. And I did want to throw a white dude in there, man. Like
now you on my wavelength.
I can't have fucking Dennis Rodman and 2 Chainz in that bitch. Niggas over there trying to kill me.
Hey, I couldn't breathe in that room. Too much smoke in that bitch. Y'all trying to get to the bar?
So I got like it's either this guy or the other guy. So I would definitely pick Scott Dixon, the guy. Huh?
Disick?
The Kardashian joke?
The Kardashian?
Disick. Yeah.
Disick.
Yeah,
Man,
I would
curveball.
Yeah,
Lord Disick.
Yo, because he's a character, man, and like he's definitely a cool guy, man. Like I don't watch the Kardashians that much. My wife does. But I've seen him like hang out with like French and Chris Brown, and he definitely like he's one of those guys too that like he's like, yo, shit can't leave the room, but I'll videotape this shit. Like one of those guys. He's one of those guys, and he definitely can drink. And if I can't get him, I'm a big John Mayer fan, and I've definitely heard he knows how to get down. He's cool and calm and collected too, yo. So the bitches is gonna come regardless with him, yo. You know. So and then my last dude is Barack. I definitely picked Barack, man, just because, man, like. That dude is like just an honor. He an honor to have in the room, man. Just like, you know, like he just stands for so much. Obviously, Michael Jordan being a GOAT and these other guys being great, but I feel like Obama would kind of like, all right, guys, like it's time to bring them.
He's the one that would be like, yo, I see the room, y'all. Like y'all need to come back. We got this shit.
Oh, too rowdy, Kevin. You get too rowdy, Kevin, like, nigga, shut up.
He's going to be the one after we leave to get us into the club and talk to the bouncers and shit. That's why Barack is definitely was in mind.
Yeah, so Mike, Chappelle, Obama, Kevin Hart, Scott, or John Mayer. So those are my 5.
All right. Let me get my 5 right here, man. Because I try to think about it every perspective, man. Like the pregame, then obviously filtering out into the clubs or to the bars, and also especially we can talk about in the pregame, right? So I like to hear a lot of women's views, right? Because none of y'all said a woman in y'all shit.
True.
And I was like, yo, Rihanna, having her at the pregame would definitely be a plus, right? Because she's a girl who likes to drink. She gets down with the drinking. So she, you know, when motherfuckers is drinking, she gonna be taking the shots with us. Also, she's a key when you go out because she'll be a woman who's on that bad bitch level who can talk to any woman, right? So you can be right beside her and you just gonna get bad bitches off of that. You just gonna get bad bitches coming to you off of that, right? So that's why I was like, yo, Rihanna, she drinks. I feel like she's good with the opposite sex. That's just she's a fun dude. She thinks like a man at those times, right? And she's not trying to, you know, she's not gonna try and fuck you right there. But if you did fuck her and she's in the crew, it's a good lay. So you good to go, right? So Rihanna, definitely. My next one, I was thinking about a guy who's in the cut that nobody knows about, that he's a gem, but only you know he's a gem. So y'all know the nigga Worldwide West?
Worldwide West, no.
See, he's a nigga.
That name sounds familiar. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a nigga that everybody know, but nobody knows about him. I feel like you always, and he's connected. He's well connected everywhere.
Worldwide West?
Yeah. Like he talks about him.
I'm about to say, Jay-Z definitely name dropped him.
Yeah.
William Wesley?
Yeah, William Wesley.
Well connected. He's like a Draymond type dude.
Nah, not like a Draymond type.
No, dude. Draymond, Drake Draymond. He's cut.
I don't know what he is. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I think this dude Worldwide West is even more than cut. Like he'll be at the World Series and he'll be at like the front on the floor of an NBA game the next day type shit. Everybody knows him, but nobody knows about him.
Oh, he's an American consultant.
Nobody knows the story though, why he is like that. Like he doesn't do interviews and shit like that rarely. Like, but he's well connected, and you always need that guy who's just well connected. Like, yo, we going here tonight. We going here tonight. But he's probably got to be to know that many people. You got to be a cool dude to chill in with, have a drink with, and he can teach you on game. You always need that in the crew, right? The one that's not always out there, but is out there. Y'all get what I'm saying? So Worldwide West, definitely William Wesley. Then you need, just from my experiences, it's always good to have a DJ in your crew. Always good to have a DJ in your crew. DJ Paulie D. That's my guy. Get him in the air. That's my guy.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, buddy. He's always giving that energy, always positive energy. At a pregame, you always need positive energy, right? I feel like that nigga's never mad at anything. Always positive energy, always good vibes, ready to drink, ready to turn up, ready to be a wingman. Whatever you might need in the situation, he is down to do. Need that in the crew. And then if he wants to DJ, he can DJ the party, right? He can DJ the party. Or if he goes to the club, he might be DJing somebody's booth. So pregame essential. That's my third guy. Fourth person is gotta be a white boy. And I've been going back and forth with either was it Ed Sheeran. And who was the other white boy I was just thinking about? Ed Sheeran or not Justin Timberlake, but somebody else. I don't know. It's a guy you know you can buy with black people. Right? A guy you know who can buy with
Robin
black
Thicke.
people. Huh?
I'm about to say Robin Thicke.
Nah, not Robin Thicke. Damn. God, but Ed Sheeran's a good one. He's essential in the crew. Because you know he got the guitar for you, but then he also knows the musicals with the black people. You know, he goes back and forth. And you know when you had that white guy that's cool with the black guys all think he's cool. And he can get away with a lot of shit that other white guys couldn't get away with. You need that.
like G-Eazy.
Yeah, like G-Eazy. Yeah, like G-Eazy, right? And he can go speak to that. He probably prefers black girls. It's G-Eazy definitely. I don't know if that Sheeran does, but he can go get girls, right? And then if you need a wingman who needs to play some musical instruments when you get back to the crib, it's lit. It's lit. And then my last one, of course, is
that's 5.
No, that was 4. That was
4. That was 4.
I thought that was 5.
It's Barack Obama.
The legend.
Rock made 3. 3 of us made Rock made it 4.
The legend, dog. I feel like he walks into the room, he just makes you feel like, yo, you bigger than you are right there. And you always need that confidence for somebody, yo. He's just eloquent like that, man. He's a cool ass dude. And like GQ said, yo, he's the one that, yo, these motherfuckers just drunk. But like, we good, dog. Trust me, I'll take care of it.
Yes.
First place, the only one not showing respect right now.
I know. Yo, first place don't give a damn about. He like 2 Chainz. He like to smoke and all that. So that's my 5, right? I do want to battle with MJ. Like MJ might be a little too competitive in this pregame, bro.
Yeah, that's true.
Yo, Kevin Hart and them niggas are calming down, yo. Like, yo, Mike, yo. That nigga Pippen is mad as shit at you, dog. You feel me? Kevin Hart started saying, like, yeah, man, like, niggas was saying, yo, like, if LeBron was around, like, you wouldn't be able to be doing this shit. Like, I can call Braun up right now. What you want to do?
Right.
Like, hold it back.
They might start fighting, yo. Everybody start fighting with that nigga, and then party over.
Mike like this. Mike
Mike and Kevin Hart are beefing right now because Kevin Hart was saying some jokes about Mike about some shit. Kevin Hart was telling a story.
Yeah, was that not true?
Ever since Mike hasn't talked to him.
Was that not true?
Yeah, it was true.
It was true, right? Yeah.
So they're not speaking to each other. So Mike a little sensitive.
Yeah, Mike a little sensitive, dog. I feel like he triggered easily. Like he could go from a good pregame to yo, niggas is fighting. He don't want to go no more. And now he's snapping. Like, it can get real serious.
Well, you need a nigga that's fight.
But
you nigga that's gonna fight.
No, I don't need a nigga that I go out with and I have to be on edge because this nigga, if somebody speak, like saying, yo, that's your girl, and that nigga just smack that nigga. I don't need a nigga like that, yo. I don't need nobody out there going with me like that. I feel like
y'all was talking about white boys. I was like, damn, I ain't putting no white boy in my crew.
That's what I'm saying.
What's the white boy I want to party with the most? And I was like, I want to party with that nigga Gronk. I think that would be the fun one. So I wish I had a go back. I would have added him. I feel like he's the ultimate party white boy.
Nah, too wild.
Gronk's the type of nigga that Gronk will get you kicked out the hotel. He starts smashing lamps and shit.
Yeah.
That's how me and Brady used to do it, bro.
He's like, yo, he's the type of dude he really will fight. He take his shirt off, like, nah, let me at him. Let me at him. Like, Gronk.
He be fun as hell though for a little bit.
Nah,
He like, yo, do you know I used to fight Aaron Hernandez at practice? I will go at anybody.
and he also the one that hits you when you just drinking your drink, right? When you just chilling and he just bump you while you drinking your drink and that shit fall out your hand. He don't want to do that type shit. I can't be having that in my crew.
And
also, I felt like he be doing no borderline. You know how white people doing that borderline gay stuff, but they think that shit funny. He be leaning into that shit, start grabbing your ass. Good game,
yo,
bro.
And I think he's also one of those dudes who, like, he pass out and you gotta pick him up, yo. I hate that, yo. He's too big to pick up, yo. But Kevin Hart get on him. Kevin Hart like, get your bitch ass.
Yeah, I can't have nobody in the crew. And I'm trying, even though this happens to everybody's crew, but I gotta take care, yo.
Mm-hmm.
And I got in the back of my mind every fucking time we go out. Can't have that. Or we about to, I know, yo, I got to put my fighting gloves on. You feel me? Because we going into a different situation where he might not know how to acclimate himself. I feel like the 5 I got, whatever situation you put them in, they can acquiesce to the culture of the room. Right?
Yeah, that's a good point.
You know, and then you know, and you pre-gaming with people too. That's the ultimate 5. But if other people are like, you bring those 5 to another pregame, those people we will still stand out, and people will still love us, right? That's what I was going with my thinking. Like those 5 people, if I bring them anywhere, we the party. You feel me?
Yep.
Yeah, that's how I was thinking when I was trying to gauge this group. There's nobody in there that just gonna pop off at the mouth and start fighting somebody. They'll stand over and stuff, whatever. They'll make jokes. There ain't nobody about to fight. Ain't nobody about to get too drunk where they sloppy and shit like that. And nobody just bumping into people like, yo, who brought this nigga? Ain't none of them. You know, so that's how I was thinking. That's what I was saying. I don't know 2 Chainz and Future's like that.
They smokers, yo. They smokers. That's how they is. They ready to get the bitches. I understand what Jay God's saying.
No, I understand what you're saying.
They chill. They chill.
They just chills. They just chilling at the end of the night. They're like, yo, Jay God, I got the 3 ready to go. You know, let's roll. Ain't no drinking, no turn up. Let's roll. They ready to go, man.
That's a funny question though. Where'd you come up with these questions, man?
That was
like
first question. First question was that. Yeah. So, you know, we got a little thread where we put podcast topics on it, and you know, I just picked from there. And I was like, yo, that was a good question. Gotta answer that. I gotta ask that to the crew. But yeah, man, that was the last question of the night. It was a good pod, you know. Catch us on PreGame on the Hill. That's the IG. We posting videos now. We out there. Of course, as always, this Friday, y'all give me blissfulness because, you know, after this phone call, I go to my room and, you know, I watch a movie and go to sleep. And, you know, quarantine edition this is some therapy I need. So I appreciate y'all guys every Friday coming out, speaking with the crew. Always my guest, Kirsten. Appreciate you, the big homie, blessing us with the old facts and the old knowledge, as I like to call it.
Thank you for letting me be on with the pros. You know, y'all. How many podcasts y'all done total? Y'all got a couple under your belt at this point. I feel like.
Yeah, I think we got like 38 or something like that. We're like around that.
Yeah.
I'm with the pros.
I stopped counting. You know when the rich nigga say like, I stopped counting, man.
Yo, speaking of that, Joe Rogan just signed like $100 million contract with Spotify and shit.
He deserves it.
No, he definitely does.
Spotify.
Yeah, he definitely does.
He hits so many so many avenues that like, yo, his go crazy, yo. Like so many people like they focus on like one group or you know, this, but like he just hits shit that like I even see random people just talking about this shit like, oh my God, like that Joe Rogan podcast. I'm like, nigga, oh Joe Rogan, who is this nigga? I don't care.
He's a great interviewer too. Like he doesn't like like over talk to his guests. He let the guests get into their bag. He jump in and ask a question when you need the questions asked. You know what he's doing.
Yeah, it's definitely a one-on-one vibe, and he gets like all the celebrities come to that. So, and he can really makes the atmosphere was more like a conversation, right, than an interview. I think that's a great skill. But he got 100 million. I'm just looking for one. So, hey, PreGame on the Hill. Somebody needs to sponsor your boy before 2020 is up because, it's a grind right here. We about to go at it for the next 6 months to see what happens, 6 to 7 months to see what happens. But, if y'all got a famous person who can get on the pod, let your boy know. DM us at PreGame on the Hill. Put us on. You like what you hearing. We real out here. We leave no stone unturned. Respect the grind. Respect the hustle. This is what y'all thinking about. And y'all just not afraid to say it. Like I always say, we the heroes y'all deserve, but not what you need just yet. Man, we out of this bitch. PreGame on the Hill. GQ Poppy, Birthplace Burn. Thank you, Kristen McCain, for coming. We out.